Looking for an honest review of the Casio CDP-S160 digital piano? You've come to the right place. I'll show you the real problems and surprising wins with this popular keyboard. But here's what surprised me. After spending a month with it, my final verdict is not what you might expect from a critical review. Therefore, let's dive into the gritty details. For the best price, click the link in the description. So the Casio CDP-S160. It's slim, it's portable, and it promises a grand piano experience for under $550. On paper, it's a dream for beginners, students, or anyone tight on space. But is it secretly a nightmare in a sleek black case? Therefore, I'm going to break down every single claim, from the weighted keys to the app connectivity. I promise you'll know exactly whether to buy it or run away by the end of this. First, the unboxing. It feels light, almost suspiciously light at 23.1 pounds. Setting it up is a joke, and I mean that literally. It was easier than assembling IKEA furniture without the instructions. You just plop it on the stand, plug it in, and you're ready to go. But here's the first problem. The included power adapter feels a bit cheap, like it might give up on life during a passionate crescendo. Therefore, I immediately tested the battery option. 6 AAs actually work, which is perfect for true portability. Imagine playing piano in a park, though you might get some strange looks from the pigeons. Now, the big promise. The realistic, weighted piano touch. Casio calls it scaled hammer action with simulated ivory and ebony key surfaces. When you first press a key, it feels good. There's a satisfying resistance, a little pivot point that mimics an acoustic piano. It's not as heavy or nuanced as a $2,000 digital piano, but for the price, it's impressive. But here's the twist. The key action is a bit noisy. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're practicing late at night with headphones, you'll hear a distinct asterisk thunk asterisk with each press. It's the soundtrack of your dedication, or your roommate's impending annoyance. Therefore, let's talk sound. This is where the CDP-S160 truly shines and also stumbles a bit. The main grand piano tone is beautiful, especially through good headphones. It's rich, it's dynamic, and it responds well to your playing force. They packed in 10 tones total. You've got electric pianos, organs, strings, the usual suspects. But the problem, some of these other tones, like the harpsichord or the vibraphone, sound a bit thin and dated. They're like the extra toppings at a pizza place that nobody ever orders. Fine to have, but you're really here for the classic cheese. I need to rehook you here. What about the features for beginners? This is marketed as perfect for ages 6 and up. Does it hold up? Therefore, let's explore. The built-in metronome is a lifesaver. The duet mode, which splits the keyboard into 2 identical zones, is fantastic for lessons. A teacher and student can sit side by side without elbowing each other for middle C. But the one-button MIDI recorder is basic. It's like having a tape recorder from the 90s. It gets the job done, but don't expect multi-track magic. It records your key presses, not audio, which is actually more useful for learning. Here's the next big promise: easy connectivity. The USB MIDI port is a dream. You plug it into your computer, tablet, or phone and it just works. No drivers, no fuss. I connected it to an iPad in seconds. Then I downloaded the free Casio Music Space app. This is a game changer. The app lets you control the piano's settings visually, load MIDI files to learn songs, and even control the tempo of audio files. But and this is a crucial but, the app can feel a little clunky. It's functional, not flashy. It's the reliable minivan of music apps. It gets all the kids to practice, but it won't turn any heads. Let's address the elephant in the room. The build quality and design. It's incredibly slim. This is its greatest strength and a potential weakness. It saves immense space, but the chassis has some flex. If you're a heavy-handed player, you might notice a little bounce in the center. It's not going to break, but it doesn't feel like a tank. Think of it as a lightweight athlete, not a heavyweight boxer. Therefore, for portability to gigs or moving it from room to room, it's unmatched. For permanent, aggressive daily pounding, you might want something more solid. Time for another joke. Trying to use all 10 built-in tones at once is like trying to pat your head and rub your stomach while riding a unicycle. Possible for a genius, chaotic for the rest of us. Stick to layering just two. Now, the top complaints from real Amazon reviews, which have an average rating of 4.5 stars. People love the value, the portability, and the sound quality for the price. The common problems. The pedal unit is sold separately, which is a bit of a bummer. The included plastic sustain pedal is serviceable but feels like a toy. Some wish the speakers were more powerful. They're fine for personal practice, but for filling a living room you might want external speakers. Therefore, these aren't hidden flaws, they're trade-offs for the slim, affordable package. Let's rehook. Is this really for intermediate or advanced players like Casio claims? Therefore, let's be brutally honest. The weighted action, while good, has its limits for advanced classical repertoire. An advanced pianist might find it a bit simplistic, but as a practice instrument, a secondary piano, or a songwriting tool, it's absolutely brilliant. The MIDI connectivity alone makes it a powerhouse for music production. It's like a Swiss Army knife. It might not be the best at any one thing, but it's remarkably capable at many. So, after all this, what's the final resolution? Should you buy the Casio CDP-S160? The title said don't buy, but I'm about to hit you with a contrarian snapback. Don't buy it if you need a permanent, furniture-style digital piano with top-tier key action and booming speakers. However, you absolutely should buy the Casio CDP-S160 if you are a beginner, a student, a hobbyist, a gigging musician needing a portable board, or anyone with limited space and a budget around $550. The problems are real, but they are almost always trade-offs for its incredible strengths: portability, core piano sound and feel, and plug-and-play simplicity. Therefore, my final verdict is overwhelmingly positive. This piano redefines value. It gets you 90% of the way to a premium experience for 50% of the price. The problems are minor quibbles in the face of what it accomplishes. It makes playing the piano accessible and enjoyable. It's the best gateway drug to music I've seen in a long time. And if you do decide it's for you, you can get the best possible price by clicking the link in the description below. That link supports this channel and costs you nothing extra, so it's a win-win. Now go make some music.